2 so-called anglers caught spearfishing in Texas and having over 76 pounds of bass. That's what we're going to talk about right now. Now, this happened a few days while I was on vacation, but something that I wanted to cover because this kind of stuff makes me crazy. What happened just a few days ago, just before the first of the year, I think, a teen angler called the TPW, the Texas Parks and Wildlife, and reported something fishy going on Lady Bird Lake. The TPW received the tip of some possible fishing that happened on December 30th. And a game warden responded and went to Lady Bird Lake to find 2 suspects, one in the water and one pulling the fish out and spearfishing largemouth bass. The one suspect was in the water spearing fish with a pneumatic spear gun while snorkeling, while the other one was waiting on shore, collecting the bass and helping his partner. Now, spear guns are not legal to use to take game fish in such lakes such as Lady Bird. Now, these 2 anglers speared 76 pounds, over 76 pounds of largemouth bass that had length of over 348 inches in total. And one of those fish was over 7 pounds. Now, you have to remember, on Lady Bird, the daily catch is only 5 fish. They had 18. And I'm going to read this. All fish gear was seized and suspects face multiple citations for illegal fishing, methods, unlawful possession, and fines are pending. The fines could add up to $6,000. Now, here's my problem with the whole thing. To start off with, thank you to the team for calling the Parks and Recreation, Texas Parks and Recreation. I respect this young man because he saw something wrong and acted on it. But my problem happens when we start hearing about the punishments that are going to happen. These are 2 guys that were obviously knew they were wrong, but the punishment doesn't fit the crime in my opinion. I think punishments for cheaters and people who are doing things illegally and trying to hurt our fishery should be drastically harsher. Because I think there's too many times where people realize that the punishment isn't enough, so they risk this opportunity to do this wrong thing. And they don't mind breaking the laws because the punishment isn't harsh enough. We need to throw the book at these guys. Now, I'm not saying they need to do jail time, anything like that, but I think the fine should be very big. They should never be allowed a fishing license. They should never be allowed to fish anywhere in the country. If they want to fish, move your ass off the United States, because we've given you an opportunity and you've broken our trust. And I think we need to push the limits when people do these things wrong. Because while this doesn't seem like a big thing, it really is a big thing. That 7-pound bass is obviously a female. That's going to hurt the spawn. That Lady Bird Lake in Texas is now probably going to have some fish or have some issues with fish at some point. And when the water's that clear and they can see the fish and they feel like, oh, I'll just go down and spear it, this isn't saltwater fishing. You're in several feet of water probably. And I really don't want to make these kind of videos. But I want the people to know what's going on out there. And if you see something wrong, call your wildlife agency. Get involved. Let's stop these things from happening, because they're happening all over. People aren't caught fast enough. There aren't enough people out there trying to do the right thing or contact the wildlife agency. And people are out there doing it all over, and it needs to stop. We need more resource people out there, and we need us, you and me, making sure that if we see something wrong, you call on it. Now, are the penalties harsh enough, or should they be harsher? Comment below and tell me what you think. Thanks for hitting that like and subscribe button. Thank you to all the new members, all the new subscribers, all the people who constantly interact on this channel. I appreciate you. This is the best community out there. Now, maybe Mr. Beast is bigger, but this is a great community, and I really do appreciate you guys. But if you're not a subscriber, hit the button and welcome to the team. Remember, take a kid fishing, tight lines, cheers, and get your fish on.